Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Kelly again, and I'm here today to tell you guys if Fur and Feather's Bottomless Brunch is worth the ticket price. So we're going to go through my experience of the most recent Bottomless Brunch, which took place on Saturday the 27th of July. So without further ado, let's go check it out. So let's start with the pricing, get that one out of the way first. My partner, my best friend, and myself all got the £45 cocktail package. There is a cheaper package as well that is $39.99, but that doesn't include cocktails. That only includes mocktails, bottomless Amstel, and Prosecco, whereas the cocktail package features all of those plus unlimited themed cocktails. There were 4 themed cocktails that we could choose from alongside the drink that we got on arrival of the venue. The 4 cocktails on the menu were the margarita, the pina colada, the woo woo, and the gin fizz. I decided to try one of each, for research. So I started off with the pina colada, which was very lovely, went down very well. I had quite a bit of rum in it. It was very tasting. You can very much taste the rum. I know with some pina coladas you can't really. Then there was the margarita, which was probably my least personal favourite, just because I found it a little bit too salty. Don't get me wrong, I drank it, I finished the glass, but my partner and I both thought it was slightly a little bit salty. So when we ordered more drinks afterwards and went through the cocktail list again, we just both skipped the margarita. But if you're wanting something particularly strong, definitely go there because you can very much taste the tequila. The third one was the woo woo, and that was my personal favourite, as was Sam's. I think it was Lee's personal favourite as well. It was very sweet, very easy to go down, and what we agreed as a threesome was what we call a deceptively dangerous cocktail, in that it tastes like pop, and the next thing you know, you're falling on the floor. And then the last cocktail was the gin fizz, which was Prosecco gin, and then you could choose a mixture from 4 or 5 different syrups, and that was quite nice as well. For me, I liked it because I'm a Prosecco lover as well, so if you like those Prosecco based cocktails, that's definitely one for you to think of as well. And then alongside those 4 cocktails, we of course had that welcome drink, and then we also had Prosecco being dropped off as well. Lee apparently informed us that there were Sambuca shots towards the end of the 90 minutes, but I could not confirm about the Sambuca because the first I knew of it was when I got back from going outside briefly to 3 empty Sambuca glasses and my friend turning around and going, "Did you have any of the Sambuca, Kelly?" No, I didn't. My boyfriend nipped my Sambuca, which, as someone who can take or leave Sambuca anyway, probably doesn't really matter when you're stone cold sober and you think about it with your logical hat. But at that moment in time, I was very upset about the principle of, him nicking my Sambuca. But it was okay, made it up afterwards, it was fine. So needless to say, if you're wanting to go to the brunch because you want to consume lots of alcohol, you are very much going to be sorted here. One thing that we did notice between the 3 of us, and the only reason we noticed it was because the 3 of us were sat next to a single-party woman, and that single-party woman had told us she was diabetic, and therefore some of the drinks she could not have herself because of said requirement. So if you do have those particular requirements, definitely speak to the team prior or on the day, just so to make sure that they're getting you a drink that you can actually enjoy, and therefore ensuring that you actually get your money's worth. Because ultimately, if you're not drinking those quantities of drinks, you are not going to get your money's worth, because that's how it works in a bottomless brunch anyway. It doesn't matter if it's Fur and Feathers or anybody else further afield. So that was the beverages part. And then next part I'll talk about is the food. So there was like a small room towards the back, and that was basically just a giant buffet table. So there was like a big thing of pulled pork in the middle, which I absolutely loved, chicken wings, fruit, which I ate to make myself feel a bit less guilty, little donut bites, sandwiches, continental meats. Basically, there was a little bit of everything. And my biggest regret was not going back multiple times. You were able to. I was just that distracted by the dancing, which we'll get to in the middle, and of course the drinks that I've just spoken about, that I'd forgot to actually go back and get some more food afterwards, which is a shame because the food was really, really good. And so I wish that I could have gone back and tried more stuff. But unfortunately, I was distracted by what one would call other activities. Those other activities, well, biggest activity number one was the dancing. I think my friend and I started dancing after drink number 3. I'll just have to double check with him afterwards to make sure. And because it was an 80s, 90s themed brunch, specifically the one that we went to on the 27th, they do have different theme ones. We'll touch on that at the end. It was a mixture of like 80s and 90s bangers. So we were quite happily dancing around to Dancing Queen at what is probably about 2:45 in the afternoon, having a lovely gay old time. Which we both enjoyed. Lee's not really much of a dancer. We always joke that that's his way of telling if he needs to go home with a kebab, is if he starts willingly dancing on the dance floor. But Sam and I very much enjoyed the dancing part. And one of the things that we also enjoyed as well was the photo booth. They had a photo booth on site. So we got given 2 tokens between the 3 of us. Lee didn't want his photo, so Sam and I had a token each, which was to be used for like the physical photos, which I will show you a version of in a minute. And then you were able to scan a QR code on the physical photos if you wanted to do a digital download. Now, this is probably one of my only critiques about it, because what they don't tell you when they scan the QR code is that you have to pay extra for the digital download. So when you do your digital download option, you get to look at the set of 4 pictures, and then there is a GIF that combines all 4 pictures and the way you post, etc. So if you just want to download the photos to like put on Facebook, Insta, Snapchat, etc., then that's £2. And then if you want to do the GIF as well, that's an extra. You have to do that as a £4 option. You can't just do the GIF. You can just do the photos, but you can't do the GIF on its own. You have to do the photos or the GIF. The photos for 2 or the GIF and photos for £4. Now, I personally wasn't too keen on this, just because if you don't have a token, that particular photo booth is a £5 for the physical. So when you think about it, if you're doing a digital download there, you're paying potentially £9 at least, if not more, when you're going and doing the digital photographs. So if you are looking to do the photo booth and you do want to post those afterwards, either take a picture of the photos after they're printed or budget for that accordingly, depending on what works best for you or guys' needs. We just took the photo of the physical one and then sent it to each other and did it that way. Now I'm going to finish off this review by saying something a little bit controversial and discussing something a little bit controversial, and that was the pricing. Now, as I said to you at the start of the video, the pricing was $39.99 for the mocktail beer and Prosecco package, and £45 for the cocktail package, which featured your mocktails, your Prosecco, your Amstel, and then those themed cocktails that I discussed earlier. Now, when I put it to the other friends, because I put it to multiple friends because I'm turning 30 next week, so I was thinking of us all going as like a celebration sort of thing. A lot of those friends, i.e. the ones that didn't buy the tickets, thought that it was expensive. Now, I love my friends dearly, and I'm sure some of you guys would have probably seen it when I first said and was kind of put off by the price. But I want to explain to you, I explained to my one friend when I turned around and was like, well, you're wrong, and here's why you're wrong. So if you think of your bog standard night out, just a random night out, you're probably going to have some food, which is probably going to be £5 to £10, depending on what you're getting, at least, if not more. You're then going to be having your drinks. Well, on average, I spend about 20 to £30 if I'm drinking alcohol, about £10 if I'm not. So you add that on. And then you're going to be dancing somewhere. So if you're going to a club, you got to pay your club entry then on top of all that. And if you sit and top those all up, you'll probably find actually if you used to sit in bank statements and go through it all on a night out, I encourage you guys to do this. If you're contemplating if it's going to be quote unquote expensive, you'll probably find that the amount that you've added up is either similar or actually more than the bottomless brunch ticket. And here is another perk with a bottomless brunch ticket that you don't have with the individual thing. With the bottomless brunch ticket in Fur and Feather, everything's in one place and everything is planned for you. You don't have to book the tables. You don't have to worry about the drinks and splitting bills, etc. You just give your squad chat a link and go, here you go, buy the ticket. And then you all go in together and then you just ask the people on the door very nicely if you can all be sit together. Sam got his ticket differently to me and Lee. And I literally just said, hey, we know this guy, can we sit with him? And they were like, yeah, sure. And that's what we did. So if you're thinking that 39 to 45 is on the pricey side, bear that in mind. And also bear in mind that Fur and Feather is a quote unquote more upmarket bar in Melton. And therefore, because it is a quote unquote more upmarket bar, typically the types of beer that they sell are more on the expensive side. So your Moretti's, your Amstels, etc., compared to your Carlings and your Fosters elsewhere. Your gin is going to be more upmarket. Like their house is basically the Brenderby, because that's their in-house gin. Your cocktails are going to be made more upmarket spirits, and therefore on average those drinks normally would be more expensive anyway. So if you used to factor that in mind, you would be there anyway. I think Lee and I did the maths and worked out that if you to do the cocktail package and drank 4 to 5 cocktails, and that's including the welcome drink, by the time you've added your food on, etc., you broke even. Anything else over that, you're saving money. And you can quite easily get 6 to 7 drinks served, because I think my final count was 6, 7 in the end. And that was with me going on the dance floor multiple times in between as well. So it's easy to do to kind of break even, if not go into you saving money territory anyway. So needless to say, I would highly recommend that you go to these bottomless brunches if you haven't already. I do not know when the next one is, but the best way you will know is if you follow Fur and Feather on your favourite social mediums. They are on the Instagram and they are on the Facebook. So follow them on there. You'll be able to see the next date. And definitely, if anyone's on the fence, just show them this video, show them what to expect as well. And bear in mind that I have some footage on here of yesterday, of the 27th, sorry, because I didn't actually get as much footage as I wanted to originally, because I was so busy having a good time and enjoying the drinks and enjoying the dancing that I was like, oh, bugger, photos, take all the photos sort of thing. So if that's not a key indicator of having a good time, I don't know what is. So that's my personal opinions. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments section. If you've got any more questions that I haven't answered in this review, put them in the comment section as well. And make sure to give this video a like, give it a share, and also, if you haven't already, subscribe to this YouTube channel for even more Melton Mowbray reviews and content. Next one, I believe, will be a post on Pie Fest and potentially the Folk Festival as well. We'll see how that fits in with my content schedules. Until next time, goodbye.